Welcome back to our Richard YouTube channel. Today's class, we're going to be learning how to make this beautiful embellishment using cluster beading method. Okay, we're going to be learning how to attach all of this to your garments, your especially your plain outfits that you don't want it to be too boring, using these rhinestones that you have here as well as beads. If this is something you would like to learn, kindly stay tuned to the end of this tutorial. Thank you. Okay, so if you want your outfit to come out really beautiful like all those high-end dresses that you see, one of the ways you can achieve that is by embellishments. Okay, so you can embellish with whatever it is that you have. You can use rhinestone, you can use beads, you can use just about anything just to make your outfits come alive, especially plain outfits that does not really have a lot going on for them. So in this tutorial, I'm going to be learning how we can embellish our garments using some of these. So I have these. There are several types of rhinestone, and they are of different qualities. Okay, there are some that are really affordable, and there are some that are quite expensive. So it depends on what you want and the type of clients you're making this for. So this is one, this is another one. This is really cheap. This comes, I think, in a pack for like around 200 naira. It's not so expensive, and they come in different shapes as well. So you can see that this is bigger than this. Okay, and also you can also work with beads. So I have this pearl, this small size pearl. I have this as well. This is a little bigger and it's also really beautiful. And then I have this crystal bead as well. So I'm going to be taking us through how we can use all of this to embellish our clothes. You can also use your regular sand bead as well. So it depends on how creative you are and how you can combine this to give you something really beautiful. So to do this, I'm going to be beading on this fabric that I already have. And you know, most of the time you bead already made garments. That's outfit that you have already made, that you already put on your mannequin. That's what you bead on. So we're going to be learning how we can do this so that our tacking is not going to show on the inner parts of our outfit, so that it's going to be really neat. So that's why I have this fabric doubled, so that whatever we are doing on this side is not going to show on the other side. So I'm going to start with this one. Okay, so when you get your rhinestone, I try to get several, but this is what I could lay my hand on. So I'm just going to be teaching us with what I have here currently. So normally your rhinestone usually have like four points. Let me see if I have something like that. Okay, they usually have 4 points at the base. When you raise it up at the base, you have 4 points like this where you can tack them. But this one that I have here just have these holes all around it. So that is where I'm going to be tacking this from, which is the same method when you are working with a rhinestone. So now I'm going to pass the first needle. I'm going to pass it from the wrong side, and then I'm going to pass it upward like that, and that is the only place where you are going to see your tie. So you trim it to the minimum, so that's not going to be too obvious. So after tacking it like that, I'm going to bring in my rhinestone, and then I'm going to pass my needle. So you can see, just pass it through the holes like this, and then carefully take it down. Okay, so after taking it down like this, you pass your needle at the exact point where you have your rhinestone, because on that side, that exact side, I'm going to pass my needle through my fabric. So now when you are picking it, you make sure that you just pick the main fabric. The lining is underneath, and we don't want our thread to be showing. That's why I'm using a black thread, so that I think the beads I'm using are like white color, so I just want us to see it very well. That's why I'm not using a white thread. But there are several threads you can use when you are making this type of work. You need to look for threads that are very close to the rhinestone or the fabric that you're working with, or you just go for an invisible thread, which you can use on any fabric, or you can use fishing line as well. So now I'm going to pass it, and then the way I'm passing it, I'm making sure that I'm picking just the fabric on top. I'm not taking my lining together with it. So now after passing it like this, you can see that it is tacked down. Then the next thing I'm going to do now is to take my needle, and then I'm going to go through the next hole. Then after going through the next hole like this, you can see I'll go over to my fabric again now, and then I'll also tack it down like this, and then bring it up. then that is also tacked. Then I'm going to go through the next hole like that till you've tacked this down to a reasonable extent that you know it cannot remove. So it's just like tacking your button. Okay, it's very similar to tacking your button. Just make sure you tack it neatly and tack it very well. And then if you turn to the wrong side, you can see that all our tacking is not showing on our lining. So that is how you tack this neatly. Okay, so this is tacked down now. Now you can pick the next one if you still want to use the same rhinestone. So just place the rhinestone next to it again, and then the same way we tacked it, that is how you are going to tack all around. But I just want to show us another one. So this is another one, and then if you check underneath this, it has 2 points like this. So just like you tack this now, I have my needle outside here already. So what I'm going to do, I want them to be very close. Remember we said you are doing cluster beading, so you will need them to be really close to each other so that it can give you something really beautiful. So now I'm going to pass my needle through this as well, and then I'm going to pass it through to the fabric again so that I can tack it down. Okay, this is quite simple because you can see the hole is quite big and it's visible. So you just pass it, make sure that you're not taking your lining with it, and then you tack it some like 2 or 3 times so that you'll be sure that you have something that is solid. Okay, so after tacking this place now, you're going to pass your needle through the underneath like this to tack the other side. Okay, so now you can see I've tacked this. Now I'm going to pass my needle now to the other side. So I'm just raising it up so that we can see, and then everything has to be inwards. You don't want it to show. So now once you have reached that side that you are going to, you bring out your needle again like this, and then you tack to the other side. So you can see how simple it is to do this, and you have to make sure that it is as neat as possible. Okay, so this is tack. So like I said, this is where your creativity comes in. You have to have a pattern that you want to arrange this with. So you can see you can place the next one like this, you can place another one like this, so that you have something really close to each other and really beautiful. So you just look for a way to tack them very close to each other, as you can see the way I'm arranging it. And you can also have the smaller ones in between them as well, so that it can just give you a different shade to what you have here. So you can see how beautiful this is looking already. So now this is another one. Okay, this is like plastic. It's quite cheap as well, but whenever you're going for rhinestones, make sure that you go for the ones that has a little bit of glitters, so that it's going to make your outfit come out really beautiful with all the glittering effect that this is going to give to your outfit. So this is another one. You can see that the hole that we have here is quite tiny. So if you have tiny holes, you can also work with bead needles. Okay, bead needles are not as big as the regular hand needle that we have here. So if you feel your needle cannot go through the holes that you have, you can just go for a bead needle of any size that you feel will work for you. Okay, so the same way we have tagged it is the same way you are going to tag this. So now I'm just going to move straight to the bead. So like I said, I have these small pearls, and it's very easy to tack. In fact, easier than this. So to tack your pearl, all you just need to do now is to bring them wherever it is that you want to tack it to. You have to ascertain that first. Okay, I just want to move away from these ones that I have done. Okay, so now I'm going to be tacking it to this side. So now what you just need to do now is to put them through your needle like this. Then after putting it through your needle, you see where I came out from, that exact point, because this pearl is small, that is where I'm going to pick again. Okay, so after picking it, I just need to drag it down, and then you arrange it well, and your bead is tacked. So when you're arranging it, make sure that the side that you have your thread is the one underneath, and then when the one on top of that is going to be facing you like this, make sure you don't have any thread on that point. So you arrange it well before you tack it down. Okay, so once you arrange it well and you have this, you are good to go. So the next one, you are going to pick another pearl, and then you pass it through your needle. Okay, so after passing it through your needle, you tack it very close. Okay, this is a cluster design and you want them really close to each other. So just like I picked the first one where this stops, that's where I'm just going to pick very close to it as well, and then I'm going to arrange it just like I arranged this in such a way that my thread, you can see I'm using a black thread so that we can see it. So the side with the thread has to be facing downwards. You don't want your thread to cover your bead design, so you arrange it very well before you tack it down. So you can also mix this with bigger sizes, okay, just like what I have here. It's the same method. You pass it through your needle as well like this, and then you tack it down. Okay, so you can just mix them up a bit just to form whatever design it is that you want to form. And again, you arrange this as well in such a way that bead your bead is not covered by the thread that you have. So you can see now, so I can do many small pearls and then just mix them up with the big ones just like this. If you are working with this type of beads, okay, you can see the shape of this bead and you want it to stand like this. You don't want it to be bent just like we have it. Or you are working with this regular big pearl and you want it to stand vertically like this as well. You don't want it to bend, so you can use your sand bead like a stopper. So to do this, you just pass your needle, so you can see however it is you want it to stand. I want it to stand like this, so I'm just passing through like this. So after passing through it, I'm going to take my rice bead. So just make sure that whatever bead you are working, my sand bead, whatever bead you are working with should be big enough to hold this down. It shouldn't go through the hole that you have. So after placing my sand bead in it like this, I'll just pass my needle again back to the bead. So you can see that your thread is not going to go through. This sand bead that you have here is just going to stop it for you, and then you can now pass this back to your fabric like this. So it's going to be standing like a spike, so you can see the way it is standing, and this is how you are going to fix it to all of the area that you want to fix it to. So the same way applies if you want to do this for the big pearl as well. All you just need to do is to pass it like this. Then after passing it, you take your sand bead and then pass it to it as well, and then you pass your thread back to the bead, and then it's going to stand like this after you have passed it to wherever it is you want to pass it to. So you can see the way it's standing, and then the sand bead here is just going to act as a stopper for you. So just make sure you're working with a matching color of thread. It's important for you to see what I'm doing. That's why I'm deciding to use this black thread, and you can beautify your garment anyhow it. Okay, so you can also use this beading method to tack down your 3D applique if you don't want to gum it. Okay, so just like we have been doing, all you just need to do now is to pass the thread to wherever it is you want to attach this applique to. Okay, then after passing it like this, you pass your needle through it, and then you pick whatever it is that you want to use to hold it down. It can be a bead, it can be a rhinestone like this, and then you pass it through the applique again before you now tack it to your outfit. So it's just going to help hold it together, and if it's a rhinestone or anything shiny, it's going to give this design, this trimming, this applique that you have here is going to give it even more beauty. So you can see what we have there, and then if you turn to the other side of this, you'll see that the other side is clean. So if you want to do this to your already made outfit, so you have to be mindful of this, so that by the time you flip it over, everything you have been doing on this side is not going to show on the other side. So I hope you enjoyed this video with me. If you like videos like this, let us know in the comment section, and then we'll consider making another one on how you can embellish your outfit. I hope you enjoyed making this beautiful tutorial with me. If you enjoyed it, let us know in the comment section. Like, comment, and subscribe to our channel, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.